Alright, so I am at the shop today on a Saturday because I am replacing my trigger on my other P-10C. This one's a fairly unadulterated P-10C. I mean, it does have an optics cut, Cajun Gunworks striker, but it doesn't have a high round count on it. So what I am doing today is I am going to be swapping this out to a Cajun Gunworks trigger. They sent me this nice little bag of awesomeness. I just want to upgrade it in this gun because it doesn't have a lot of rounds on it. My personal P-10C that I carry every day is beat to living shit. The pins have been removed multiple times, testing different triggers. Done a lot of work with HB Industries. They make really quality stuff, but alas, their Gen 1 trigger and even their Gen 2 trigger, for me, I have issues with. It's going to be tough without the gun assembled, but when I pull the trigger and then I come forward with the trigger, you can see how my finger kind of gets stretched out underneath there. Well, that pinches me, and it creates a hot spot on my finger. You can't really see it, but right there. And I do get blistering and callousing. I ride my triggers low. That's how I shoot, and I prefer a longer to the bottom of the frame trigger. Now, to everyone that makes triggers out there, to their defense, a lot of people don't like to get too close to the trigger guard so debris and stuff doesn't get stuck. But for me, I prefer my triggers as low as possible. So I'm going to be swapping this to the Cajun Gunworks trigger, which I was told is much lower. Alright, so what I have here from Cajun Gunworks is I have the SPGK 3-piece spring kit, number 13 blue. Their T-block for the P-10C, pivot pin, T-block plunger spring, P-10 reset, and the trigger. Now this block right here is actually what goes inside of here, and it can fall out, break, whatever, and the springs could be better. So I'm going to be replacing those. Replacing everything essentially, and then I'm going to run the crap out of this gun. So I don't know if you guys ever disassembled these, but right here inside there is where your T-block is. You can use something like a dental pick to push it down, and then you can slide out your takedown pin, takedown lever, and then we will start removing all the pins in here from back to front. It's pretty simple. So I'm not going to do the full breakdown here. I'm going to do step by step and just show you what pins I take out, but everything goes from left side to right side, gun facing away from you. They all come out pretty easily. Because these are flared into the frame and then they're going through the blocks, what happens is the blocks will squeeze that flare out, and that flare actually holds it in place in the frame. So if you don't flare these after the fact, once they're back installed, and there's a couple ways to do it, I like to take my nippled punches, and I'll put one in a vise, put the equal sized one on the other side, and I'll smack it with a hammer. It's usually a two-man operation, and that'll flare those heads back open again, and they'll bite back into the frame so there's no pin walking. The new mag release pin, the new triggers in there. I already liked where they had the pre-travel set up. There is a screw. I didn't want to do a full install video just because HB Industries made a really good install video for their triggers back in the day, and it's a really good resource. Their triggers are fantastic. I run one in my daily. I can show you. Here they are. So here's the Cajun Gunworks versus the HB. The reason why I was attracted to the Cajun Gunworks is it rides a little closer to the bottom of the trigger guard, and then this dongle here, it flushes up really nice. This one, it flushes up nice, but at the angle at which the trigger sits, scoops the skin at the bottom of my finger up as it has uptake and pinches my finger. Now granted, that might you know, that's how I shoot. People shoot differently. But long story short, that's how I shoot, and I can't change that. So I try to find a trigger shoe that fits better for me. So I'm going to be doing a lot of testing on this, see how it runs. So far it feels good in the hands. The trigger itself doesn't, because it's like beveled, I don't find myself riding as low. So I'm hoping that's the solution. You can see this one's seen some light. Same setup, a little bit different, but yeah. Guys, click like, subscribe, check us out, leave a comment. We love to hear feedback.